Hello and welcome to today's Discovery webcast series with Elite Dynamics. And today's webcast will be going through EliteUtilities. But let's start by introducing myself. Just like many of our other consultants here at Elite Dynamics, we do come from an experienced background. Mine is 17 years of experience in the holiday home industry, and I've also been based with Microsoft Solutions for daily operations for 15 years of those. Previous jobs I've held is holiday home sales manager to holiday sales manager, park administrator, and holiday home salesperson. In today's agenda, we are going to have a look at the overview of EliteUtilities, key features and benefits, the setup, and how to actually use it. On the next slide, we can see the EliteUtilities functionality. The park meter itself can either have the Metron device added to it, so a retrofit, or a new meter can be installed. So if you are having a brand new development, we can actually order directly from Power Utilities rather than from your meter supplier themselves. The meters will then be connected to the Metron View portal, where it would send and store all the data to them. We pull the data down into EliteParks on a scheduled or live download option. We then do a meter reading journal and then the customer invoicing, and we can send that through to continued document output or Elite owners. Let's take a look inside the system of how it actually works. I've signed into EliteParks and my role center is a park administrator. To start with, we need to set the integration up. So what we do is we come to the top and we go to the looking glass and we type in Power Utilities and we go to the setup page. From the setup page, you can see that there is a username and password which will be supplied by Power Utilities or your EliteParks consultant. We edit the credentials by clicking Edit Credentials. Enter them into the username and password fields. We then come to the top and we enable. Once we enable, we can then go to more options and actions and download all. Download all the Metrons and the sensors. We click yes. This will now pull in all the Metrons and the sensors. So you're probably asking, what is a Metron and what is a sensor? The Metron is the retrofitted device that goes onto the actual meter. This essentially is the SIM card that talks to Metron View. Sensors attach themselves to the Metrons with different channels that we then supply to say channel 1, 2 and 3 is electricity, gas or water. So each Metron has 3 sensors attached to it. So if we go into the Metron table, we can see them all listed. Here you can see the client ID and the additional ID of the Metron. Coming back out of here, and we can also see the same thing again with the sensors. And this is the pulses that we're telling you about, pulse 1, 2 and 3 for electricity, gas and water. Again, this information will be supplied by either your EliteParks consultant or the Power Utilities contact. We now need to map the meters to say that what meter corresponds with what park. So we come into the mapping table and here we click on Edit List and we can now select the meter we want. We can tab across and it pulls through the EliteParks information, and we can now either select the Metron ID or the sensor ID, depending on what information it is you have to hand. So we're saying electricity is 72945, and then we can go down the list and we can do the gas as well, and we can select that to pulse 2. Tab out, and just like so. Once you've mapped the entire park with both electricity and gas meters, we can then go to the meter reading journal. In journal, we now want to populate the journal with the meters that we want to read. So we do this through the normal process of populate the journal. We can select the reading date, the resource if you're pushing it through to the app. Alternatively, you can leave this blank, and then we select the meter type of electric. We click OK, and this will now bring through all the electric meters for the journal. Now this is where you can go through and you can then process and then print this. We can then include and print, and as the normal process, you can then send this out with the maintenance team or the person that's going to read the meters around the park. Here at Elite Dynamics, we are thinking digital first, and obviously if we put the resource in, this will then send it through to the Power Apps device for the maintenance team to then walk around and enter all of the current values. With the Power Utilities and Elite Utilities plugin, you can actually do it from your desktop, and that could be anyone, a park user, a head office user, anywhere there is an internet connection. So to do this, we can go process and we can suggest meter readings. The toggles just here, we're going to ignore for just now, and I'll demonstrate these in a second. We're going to click to say we want a live reading, the meter type, we want electric, and as always with these filter options, if you left these blanks, it would actually just sweep up all of them that are available. But just for speed, we are going to filter it down to the park and the meter. We click OK, and this has now downloaded the current meter values for the meters that we have just mapped. These are live readings that have been pulled through from the Metron view table. You can see from a click of a button, we have managed to read 5 meters, and you can only imagine the time that would be saved if you had your whole park mapped to the smart meters. Resources would be freed up and able to deal with other daily tasks. Now, in the meter reading journal, I've now loaded the gas batch and populated all the gas meters. If I now go process and suggest meter readings, I can also tidy up the journal as processing a pull through from Metron view. So we can go remove lines with no movement and remove lines with no readings. We can update live. We select gas and the part code AF. We click OK, and that's now pulled through the live readings but also removed all the other meters that haven't had any movement or are sitting at 0 value. We can now process these meter readings by going post and post again. And the meter readings have now been posted, ready for meter invoicing. The invoicing process is the same. We load up meter invoicing, we select the document date, the posting date, payment terms, and all the filters that you'd like to apply at that time. This will then send the metering invoicing out, either by continuous document output or the Elite Owners app. Now that we've seen the demonstration, let's just take a quick look at the key features of Elite Utilities. One being resources freed to get onto other tasks. Rather than taking a team to actually read the meters, it only takes one user, and that can be then based on the park or in a central office. This would then have an impact of reducing your wage expenditure. You'd be able to recoup energy outgoings by increasing the time of bidding periods, resulting into better cash flow and improved accuracy of the meter readings. I can personally speak for many times when I've had to send the team back out or go and read a meter personally because we can't read it through the handwriting. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I do hope you have a great day and have enjoyed today's session with Elite Utilities.